Hello YouTube. It's a brand new week, and we are getting into, let me see, this is the second last week of the month of June 2026, and today we're going to be doing the weekly pre-market analysis as usual. You're going to be getting this analysis quite early in the morning, rather than how we used to do the analysis very late in the day. I believe this will be helpful to helping you make very informed decisions of what you're going to be doing throughout the week. Last week was a bit tough. I won't talk much about last week. It was it was a tough week, almost to everyone. I don't know how you guys performed last week. If you were able to perform well, congratulations to you. If you're not able to perform maybe as you wanted, then don't worry. Okay, we'll have another day or another week. As long as we have been able to to see another week and we are healthy, then that's already a gift enough to keep us going. So looking guys at what we had last week, I'm going to first to get. We had quite a couple of events last week. We had some tweets from Trump, which we saw markets really reacted with that. We saw gold buying vigorously. We saw GBPUSD buying. That was it on Thursday? Yes, Thursday evening. We saw a lot of everything just going up all of a sudden from the news that came from Trump. Okay, and now that is something that's affected quite a number of traders, including some of my very close associates that we work together with. Because we had an event at Karen, which was on last Thursday. It was at the Hub Mall Karen. We are looking at sales on GBPUSD, sales on EURUSD. But for me, I did not execute any trades, and I made it aware to everyone that I'm not going to be trading because of the kind of market conditions that I could be able to see. But we had some guys going ahead taking a couple of trades, of which news now came out later from Trump, and we got a lot happening in the financial markets. So for me, it was a very silent trading week for me. I did not see any setups at all, not even a single one. Therefore, I did not trade. So if you look at my section right here, you can see last week I just gave the analysis and nothing else. Okay, from June 8, the last trade that I took was during NFP. From there, I did not trade anything else. Okay, because I don't see anything worth trading. But for the rest of the guys, everybody sees different things in the market, and especially people who trade on the lower time frames, the likes of members who trade gold here. I can see they had quite an amazing job on our Discord server, and that was nice. Keep doing it. I guess if you want these signals on gold, you can join our Discord server. Now you have an option for paying monthly basis, whereby you pay $50 to get into this for monthly subscription, and you can pay $200 to get into this Discord one-time subscription. So and from also our the rest of the community members, they did quite an amazing job. As you can see, they had a couple of trades, not the biggest trades that we saw last week, but at least they had the ideas and they were able to execute some of these trades and make money out of them. And therefore, really, I'm always very much happy to see people, trading and as a community and making money together. It's something that nothing comes close to this. Also, last week we did a couple of live trading events inside our Discord server. We had about 2 live trading events, as you can see. I sent the link to the members, and also we had another member on our community who was able to trade live with the rest of the members. We had about 3 live trading events inside our Discord server. The purpose of this live trading event is to help you guys to be able to know our models. Apart from just trading or just giving you guys signals, we believe by showing you the models that we use and you see us taking these trades, it will be very much helpful, more than just looking at or just copying the signals. So this week now, it's a brand new week. You're going to be having a coffee and trades event. It's going to be on Thursday. The location is the same as always, the Hub Mall at Karen. We're going to be starting from 2 p.m. and you have reservations for only 20 people. So if you do wish to be part of our event this coming Dustin, please just go to our website tradersk.com and then you reserve a seat for that. Second thing, we have our free classes which are going to be starting from today, which is on 15th of June. Most of you who registered, I bet you have received calls, you have received everything that you needed to be, and you have been onboarded into it. Therefore, we are going to be starting the classes later in the evening. Lastly, we have opened a slot. Okay, we have opened slots for people who would love to have group mentorships. Okay, whereby you're going to be taking about 10 people per month when we learn together as a group. And this is an option for those people who cannot really afford our one-on-one private mentorship, which goes for 30,000 Kenya shillings. That is online virtual mentorship. If you cannot be able to afford that, then you can opt for the group mentorship, which is going for 10,000 Kenya shillings only. Okay, that's a very good price for the kind of quality education you're going to be getting. Therefore, if you would wish to be part of that, then you can just text us on WhatsApp and you're going to be getting details on how to get on board. So that's it. Now let's get into what happened last week on TradingView, because there's nothing that is, we don't have a recap, a very good recap of last week, because there was nothing that was happening. So I'm going to go straight into TradingView, and we see what happened, and now we come up with what you're going to be looking at this coming week. So as you look, or as you can see last week, this is what you're anticipating to happen. It did not happen. EURUSD, the same thing, you're anticipating some sales from this place. That did not happen. Gold or DXY, you're anticipating this. That did not happen. Therefore, we just delete all the drawings and we start afresh. Okay, we come up with new zones for this week and all that. So we are going to be starting with EURUSD, I mean DXY as usual. And since it's a brand new week, I always advise you traders to, when it's a new week that is starting, then start your analysis from a weekly time frame. Look at how last week's candle closed, and that last week's candle close should give you a hint of what you are expecting into this week. So traders, looking at this is last week, what you are having here on DXY is we are having this move. This is the move that we are in currently in. Okay, this is the last zone where we saw prices trigger here, and then we had a buy. So right now we are into a buying market. As you can see, we are into a buying market, or the price action is simply bullish. Where are we looking to be targeting? Now these highs are very, very easy highs for us to be targeting. So we have these highs here as the first target, and we do have more highs up here, as you can see. Okay, all these, we are going to be considering all these as buy side liquidity. All right, we are considering all these as buy side liquidity. We would want this buy side to be taken out. Okay, and that would be a really, really nice objective for us for the week. So looking at the recent swings, I'm hoping you guys are understanding. Looking at this recent swing, we had this move here, up, and then another move, and then up. So currently where we are at, as you can see, where prices are trading at a premium area of supply. Okay, but since the price action or the market structure here is bullish, then we are expecting that prices will eventually take out this area of supply. That's our expectations. So prices will eventually take out these areas of supply. Therefore, guys, don't be trapped inside or just around this zone. Don't be trapped to think that, okay, DXY is going to be selling and you try to sell long term. No, that's a trap. Okay, these highs, they're going to be taken out eventually. So don't be trapped to be selling here. Simply look to see more bullish price action and more of a continuation setup. So looking at the weekly perspective, we do have a zone where we could be monitoring, which was this zone here. This is the weekly area of demand, as you can see. Okay, this is the weekly area of demand, and this is where you should be looking to engage from for us to get more buys to the upside. This is the immediate area of demand, and we are getting a pullback. Therefore, you should expect this immediate area of demand to hold, and then we get a push to the upside. So with this now, we do have that's on the weekly time frame. So we go down to the daily time frame. So going down to the daily time frame, the markets have not opened. I'm actually doing this video at night. It's way past midnight. So you guys see the sacrifices that we do to make these videos. The only thing that you can do, just make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Just make sure that you are part of our community. So on WhatsApp and Discord, we trade together. That's enough. Thank you. So looking at the daily time frame, we are simply going to be having the same levels that we had last week. This is the levels that you're having on the daily time frame. So you should be expecting prices to go lower than this, okay, and maybe to give us this. However, from the rejections that we see, we saw a rejection on Thursday, and then on this is Friday's candle. This is what we see. Don't be too rigid, okay, and don't be this kind of a trader who because your zone has been missed by a pip or 2 pips, you are trying to force that price must come to this zone. The moment you have seen, for example, you have seen the sell side liquidity taken out, you had some kind of loss right here. These lows have been taken out, right? We have seen a rejection. You can see how Friday's candle closed. Now we have two options here when the market opened. We have an option of prices first going for the lows of last week, which are these lows here. You can call them weekly lows. Is this weekly lows? These are the lows of last week. Then we have more imbalance down here, which is now this is more of a more refined area of demand. As you can see, there is quite some huge imbalance. Okay, but from the daily time frame, we don't really see that huge imbalance. So the best scenario that we could be waiting for here is, if possible, we see the lows of last week being taken out first, and then now we look for the move to the upside. Guys, the best thing that you're going to teach yourself as a trader is to know where to target, and always target the low-hanging fruits. Always target the low-hanging fruits. So in this case, this high is the most easy and the most achievable thing to target. Okay, so this high should be a high that we are going to be targeting. So if this is the scenario, wait for prices to retrace a little bit, take the lows of last week, and this is not a must. We might get prices just going high without coming lower. Therefore, if prices continue going higher, we simply look for an area of demand on the lower time frames, that is, and you simply continue buying. So if prices manage to buy, then you're going to be looking to target this here as a first target. Once this target is achieved, believe me, you have a very nice trade up to that point. Okay, so you can continue holding for more, or once this target is achieved, you get out and wait for maybe a retracement and you get a better move. So that's on DXY. So USD is going to be exactly the opposite of DXY. That's why all my analysis, I do start with DXY, okay, before we go to EURUSD. Now, looking at EURUSD right here, the market is now open on EURUSD. We do have this here, which is our area of supply. And as you can see, these markets have opened with quite an aggressive momentum to the upside. As you can see, the markets have opened with a very aggressive momentum to the upside. The highs of last week have been taken out already on USD. I believe the market will open much later on the XY, okay, but probably you're going to see the same thing. So prices have opened with a very aggressive momentum to the upside, which is expected. We have taken out the lows of the highs of last week. And as you can see, guys, last week was a more of a consolidation. As you can see, there was nothing worth trading right here. Okay, there was nothing worth trading here. So prices have taken out the highs of this consolidation. We are getting higher than this. We have some imbalance right here. So if you go look at the higher time frame, this is 4 hours time frame. Basically, that's the best area that we can come up with. I don't want to extend this all the way down here because we do have an imbalance. Therefore, we should wait for this imbalance to be filled up to that point, and then now we can be looking to engage into the sales. So the plan for this week is we do have this here, and then we go to this other side right here. Okay, so that's on the 4 hour. The same now will go down to 1 hour time frame. So wait for this imbalance to be filled. Once this imbalance is filled, then we can now go to trade lower than that. So So that's it on EURUSD. I'm hoping you guys we are together up to this point. Now we go to the last pair on our watch list, which is GBPUSD. I focus on these three pairs. So if you look at GBPUSD, going again to a 4 hours time frame where we should be starting our analysis now, it should be, we have a zone right here. Okay, we do have a zone right there, and before that we had some other zones here which prices came traded into, and you're going lower. If you look at the lows that we have here on GBPUSD, we have these lows. Okay, these are equal lows. Where is this? Where is the equal lows? You can just call it sell side liquidity. Okay, we have equal lows down here. We should expect to see these equal lows taken out eventually. Higher. Now, if you look at this higher lower time frame on the 1 hour, prices are currently trading from here. But now, here's the catch, guys. Normalize to mark your weekly highs and your weekly lows. Prices are most going to be taking that before the next move starts. So here is we have our refined area of supply, and right here we do have this high, which is our weekly high. This is last week's high. Okay, so I'm going to call it weekly high. So this is the highs of last week. As you have seen on GBPUSD, prices have already taken out the highs of last week. I mean on EURUSD. So on GBPUSD, I'm going to be expecting the same thing to happen. I would love to see the highs of last week taken out. And then, after the highs of last week are taken out, now you can be looking to see a move to the downside. Now, guys, that's the analysis for next week. Now, let me teach you something small on how to enter your trades once prices come to your points of interest. I've been teaching this before, but let me just remind you. When prices get to a point of interest, for example, this area of supply, we would love to see a candle push to the upside, such a candle, assuming this is a candle, okay? We would love to see such a candle here push to the upside. Can I circle this for you? Yes, you see this kind of candle. We'd love to see this candle push to the upside and trade into our area of supply. Once prices trade into the area of supply, we want to see a rejection right here. You get a rejection like this, and then we have this high, and whatever is left is this one here. What is left behind is a wick. Okay, what is left behind is a wick. So once we see this kind of a candlestick, then we want now to engage into the sales, because this is already enough confirmation for us that prices are going to be selling. So this is the kind of confirmation that we want to see when you want to sell into this market. The second confirmation that you can get, which is now a double confirmation, is this. Once you see this candle, the next candle that you want to see is what we refer to as a bearish engulfing candlestick. Okay, now this type of candlestick is ensuring, or is just telling you that, okay, now we have sellers taking control of this market. Okay, because we have seen a rejection of the buyers, and two, we have seen a bearish engulfing candlestick confirming to us that sellers are actually going to take control of this market. So these are the two kind of confirmations that you need to see for you to be able to see, okay, this is a buying or this market is going to now actually be selling. Now the same thing should happen to when you are buying. This is I've given a demonstration of when you are selling. You want to see a rejection candlestick. The next thing you want to see is a bearish engulfing candlestick. That should give you enough confirmations. Lastly, guys, so you're going to do the opposite for the buys. Okay, if you can just reverse my scale here, you can see if I invert my scale here, now this is what you'll be doing when prices, if you want to buy, we want to see this here, and then you want to see buys coming in. Okay, and a very good example is what we did during NFP, the last NFP that we traded together. We had such a scenario. If I can show you, we had such a scenario during NFP whereby prices came, I believe it was somewhere, how was it? NFP, yes, it was here on Friday. So on Friday, if you look at what happened during NFP, prices took out some lows. You see these lows here, okay? You see these lows right here. Prices came, took out these lows. After prices took out the lows, and then we got a rejection. Then we got aggressive buyers during NFP. That's why the last NFP to me was not a gamble. It was something that I saw technically happening. Okay, so that's what you'll be looking for when you are looking to buy or to sell into any market. So when prices get to our zones, now we know what you're going to be looking for. So that's it for this week. That's what you're going to be looking at. Guys, I wish you all the best in this trading week. Make sure that you're trading with us. Join our Discord community, join our WhatsApp community. Let's trade together. And if you want to learn trading from us, then just go to our website, tradersky.com, and you can book a coaching session with us from our website. So, I wish you a very successful trading week ahead. May the pips be with us, and God bless you all.